So I get up, I jump up, I'm looking around, jumping, screaming, and again, my vision is distorted times 100. So Ayo, what's up? Hope your guys' night is going great, or morning if you're watching this then. Today I'll be sharing a story about my first time smoking with friends. So sit back, relax, grab a snack, and let's get right into it. So this story takes place back when I was living under my abusive parents' household. Around these days, I spent most of my time in my room, which was in our cold, unfinished basement. Mostly because I didn't want to associate with anyone in that house, but also, most of the time I had to stay down there. But that's a story in itself. Anyways, let's fast forward to Friday afternoon in English class. I was in the 10th grade at this time, and in class we wrote stories for unknown reasons that I still don't know to this day. Like, dead ass, I have no clue. So halfway into my story, I was probably writing about someone dying or whatnot. A friend of mine named Alex leaned over and asked me if I smoke, which I replied with, "Does it matter?" Now when I say smoke, I'm not talking about those nasty sticks you see adults smoking on to lessen their stress or make their lungs want to start a Black Lungs Lives Matter campaign. No. I'm talking about that Mary Jane, that Baby Bang, herb, broccoli, that Jolly Green. There are many names with this one here, but I think we would just stick to Bud. So after Alex realized I probably thought he was a teacher snitch, he reached into his sock and pulled out a little plastic bag with some Bud inside. Of course, we were still in class, so he did it in a very non-attention attracting way. Of course, we were still in class, so he did it in a way where no one would notice, and since the bag was smell-proof, he was chilling. When I looked, I saw that it was green, but it had some orange and purple colors mixed in, which was my first time seeing Bud that wasn't just green. Now there was that one thought that crossed my mind, that if I smoke something that I've never seen before, there's a possibility that I can either die or go to the hospital, or just be tweaked out of my mind for the rest of my life. But then another thought crossed my mind. Who cares, bro? I'm no longer about to be trapped in that basement fucking hellhole. Like, I can be free. He then asked me if I wanted to smoke after school at around 5. He'll come by with his friends, swoop me, and then we'll all go to the spot. This particular spot was located inside the woods behind a Kroger. And before anyone asked, no, I wasn't gonna get jumped or anything. In fact, in high school, I was pretty well known. Mostly because my older brother left a big reputation at that school, but also because I've been friends with most of the kids here since 6th grade. And Alex was one of them. So after school, I asked my quote-unquote father if I could go smoke with my friends. Oh yeah, occasionally I would smoke with my father and or brother, which may seem cool, but there are a lot of psychological advantages you can then do to a person to get them to agree or persuade them in almost anything. You can literally take advantage of a person while they're high. See, once you're high, the part of your brain that responds to pleasure then unleashes a chemical called dopamine, which gives you a relaxed feeling, therefore taking all of your guards down and making you very, very vulnerable to those that know how to take advantage of you in that state. And my father was one of them. But again, that's a story for another time. So I get the okay to go. I get ready after about 30 minutes and I was finally at the spot. First impressions are everything. And when I saw this place, it looked like people stuck needles in their arms at this particular spot. I'm talking about, you had tents scattered. You had a bunch of chairs surrounding this one fireplace. Like it was freaking, it just seemed and screamed crack addicts. Now, no one here did crack. Everyone here just did weed, but at the same time, but still, it made me a little nervous. Also, I realized that the tents weren't actually for sleeping. You know, picture that how you want. So I'm sitting here, right? Everyone's surrounded this fireplace. It's like right before October, so the leaves were kind of orange. It was really pretty. Everything was cool. I'm sitting there and all of a sudden Alex looks at me and he passes me a big bong. So I'm sitting there and about like 40 minutes in, dude, I'm high, I'm happy. My vision just doubles. Now, I don't know exactly what was going on, but it just doubled. I was looking across at this one guy who was staring directly at me. He was gone, his cheeks were red, he was high, but he was just staring at me. Probably because I was staring at him, but I had a reasoning to. I literally saw 2 of him. Now, I didn't really freak out until I tried to move my head to look to my left, and my vision, I only saw that kid still in my vision. Like imagine someone took a photo and then they put that photo to your face. So even if you turn your head left, right, up and down, the only thing you can see is that photo. That's pretty much what I was looking at. Even though I was turning my head, my vision didn't change. I was still only saw that guy doubled in my vision. And then things slowly would turn in this extreme motion blur, like warped type vibe. And that's what set me off, because I knew that I was not supposed to be feeling like this, and considering that weed or pot, whatever you want to call it, isn't like a visual thing, I thought I had just ingested something that was going to kill me. And not only that, but it felt like someone took a air pump, and imagine this air pump just has a ton of firecrackers in it, and it felt like they stuck it into my stomach and then pumped it, and there was a tube going from my stomach to my brain, because every time my heart beat, I would get these like explosive firecrack feeling in my brain, and it was the most scariest thing I've ever felt in my entire life. So I get up, I jump up, I'm looking around, jumping, screaming, and again, my vision is distorted times 100, so I couldn't even really see anything. I was stumbling over, falling. I recall someone telling me that I tripped over the fireplace at one point. I thought I was literally gonna die, and I'm asking everyone, yo, someone take me home, take me home, take me home. So after about 30 minutes of literally screaming and tweaking, I calmed down, everything slowed down, my vision became normal. It was the most scariest thing I've ever felt in my entire life. And then after that, I was pretty much high for the rest of the day. They took me home. Yeah, I mean, I never did smoke with anyone else, granted, but I was pretty much completely baked the entire day. That's my story. What I can tell, what I got out of this is never to trust anyone, okay? When it comes to drugs, I'm not saying go out there and do drugs, but I also cannot stop you from doing drugs. So let's say you decided to still go out and do it, just be careful, because I wouldn't want you to end up in the same situation that I